As promised, we're going to start with an activity. We're going to just jump right in. We're going to be delivering short 60 to 90 second presentations of something that you know very well. And the reason we're doing this is to just get comfortable with the idea, to practice, and hopefully build up material that we can learn from and we can make progress in future activities down the road. One thing I can suggest for this is make sure to record yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be video like this, but it might be helpful if it's at least sound using your phone, whatever you have handy. The reason this can be helpful is that it's going to be a good way for us to look back at where we were, analyze what was good, analyze what was bad, make progress, and hopefully down the road, listen to it again and be like, wow, I made such a huge improvement. This presentation is going to be useful in future activities where we look back, for instance, in the next one, and we look at whether we did ums and uhs and likes and those kinds of maybe a little annoying speaking habits. So for this first activity, we're just going to be doing a simple 60 to 90 second presentation. And it should be of something that you know really well or have worked on yourself so that we don't have to spend a lot of time researching it. We can just jump right in. For mine, I'm going to be presenting a book that I've worked on along with a close friend. It's called The Wonders of Daily Drawing by Julia Zass. And it's actually a book that I've worked on with Go Architect with a Russian artist, Julia Zass. So as I'm thinking about how to deliver this presentation, I'm thinking about the three main topics I can talk about. Obviously, I can talk about the author, I can talk about why she made the book, and I can talk about what we hope people will get out of the book. So those are my three main topics. This is what I call the dynamic focus structure, which is splitting things into three. We're going to talk more about that later on, but this kind of gives you a preview. So again, I'm talking about the author, I'm talking about why she made the book, and I'm talking about what we hope people get out of it. Now remember, this is completely unscripted. This really is me going for 90 seconds. This is the first time I've done this. I have not practiced. Hi, my name is Josh. I'd like to tell you about The Wonders of Daily Drawing with Julia Zass. Now, this is a new book that's coming out by Go Architect, brought to you by Julia Zass, who is an amazing artist in Moscow, Russia. Now, she got started with this book, or the inspiration came from this book, because over 3 years ago, she started drawing every single day. Now, that may seem like something small, but she basically wanted to remember every single day without having to always write down in a journal, what happened, I went here, I went there. She wanted a more creative way to think about it. So one day she started drawing. She drew a little snippet in her notebook, and every day after that, she started adding more snippets, more little drawings from that particular day. And believe it or not, 3 years later, she's still doing that. Every single day she draws little tidbits from her day in her journal. And this book basically is how she did that, why she did that, and a guide to help other people make their own drawing journals. And this book not only has practical tips like how to draw, how to keep motivated, but it also has a lot of we'll say the softer side of things, why she did it, and what it meant to her, and hopefully what it can mean to you. Wow, almost exactly 90 seconds. I invite you to do a similar activity with something that you're familiar with, that you've worked on, something you're passionate about or love. I think you'll be surprised how well you do, but I think you'll also get a realistic picture of what your strengths and your weaknesses are. So looking back at my presentation, I think my strengths were I was able to keep with the 3 points. I introduced the author, I told you where she was from, I told you a little bit about how she got started with drawing her day, I told you a little bit about why she started it. She wanted to create a journal that was not just text, that was actually drawings and had maybe a little bit of life into it. And then I tried to relate that to what was in the book, to why she created it, and what we hoped the book would give the reader. So those were the strengths. I think the weaknesses probably were that I could have been more careful with my word choice. I felt myself maybe slipping a little bit, getting ahead, getting behind, and it made me a little bit nervous, but overall, not too bad. How did you do?